everybody. Hi, what's going on? It's Friday. That means it is once again time to rank 8-bit Nintendo games. I'm Jeff Gerstmann. We have 704 games on the list. Let me get that copied over here. Boom. All right. Harlem Globetrotters sits at number 704. What do we got? It's what's that? The 352 something is the middle of the list. Then what's the middle? What's around the middle of the list? The Immortal. You know, we got a range in the middle here of a Dizzy the Adventurer. You know, Ninja Kid. Are those middling NES games? I suppose so. But we still have a lot more games left to rank. We'll see if anything unseats Mega Man 2 by the time we're done here. We have a fresh batch of games, some of which have been suggested by you, the viewer. That's right. Head over to jeff.zone. You can join the Gerstmann advisory panel today, and then you can suggest games and get them ranked, as well as get on the Discord. You get an ad-free version of the regular podcast. You get a bonus podcast every week and more. Do check it out, and thank you very much. Let's get down to business here. Okay, what is... Oh. Okay, that's... Why is that? Well, I'm gonna just reboot this, because I don't know why it's sitting there at a prompt like that. I'm just... That makes me feel strange. So, that's... We're not using the mister, but... There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay. All right. First up here this week, a hot sequel, a very hot sequel, and and a game from a studio, from a publisher, from a company only known for making great games, only known for making the biggest of big hits. Of course, I am talking about Ocean. Okay. There we go. And so let's take a look at this. 1992? It's the Addams Family, Pugsley's Scavenger Hunt. They put a period at the end of Hunt to let you know. Like a good classic Ocean game, it has notes of Commodore 64 era audio stylings. Oh, okay. Why does the B button make him move ever so slightly to the right? Why does tapping the B button make him slide to the right? What do we got here? Okay. That's just our pause screen. Does the select button do anything? Oh, and select makes us drift ever so slightly to the left? What has happened? What is... Why would... Okay, so B makes me edge to the right. Select makes me edge to the left. I don't understand what we're looking at here. But it is a scavenger hunt, so I suppose we need to find stuff. This is a secret path through to the graveyard. I like that it starts full of bombast and like this very loud rendition of the Addams Family theme. And then we start it up. And there's just nothing. Oh, I can jump on people. That's good to know. Like I can mash the B button and slide to the right. I don't. Yeah, that's weird. Do we think that this? Now that I've seen 2 of these, I'm now thinking that this is an enemy and not a collectible. Okay. That'll give us the lift we need to get all the candy over here. Oh, a magic block. And 3 extra lives. This game has it all. Okay, now we're invincible, apparently, too. This is, This is a video game, I suppose. Can I swim? Let's find out. He has 8 lives, 34 sweets, 2 hearts, and 430 points. It's a lot of extra lives. This game feels unfinished. This feels like I'm at CES and I'm at like 1993 and I'm playing a beta of a game and going like, yeah, I don't know. This is... I mean, clearly the build's not done, but this also, I don't know. This doesn't seem like it's going to get where it needs to go. Yeah, the lack of music is a big part of that. The lack of everything. The lack of video game. The lack of, like... Great. The audio that it does have, it is really, it's cool, more extra lives. It's a true open world game. No idea what you're supposed to do. Just no objectives. Just get out there. I don't think I pick up speed running downhill, so it's not like, I don't think it's... Oh, well, let's try. Can I get up to there? No, definitely not. Definitely not. There we go. Can Can I jump on that fucking guy's? Oh, he flew away. Oh, no. Oh, wait. What? Oh, okay. I assume I still want to go. Oh, great. It's a one-way trip, baby. Okay, so this is where we were, right? This is before we went in there, and maybe there's another. Is this like a hub world, and we need to go to different areas? And let's see what's this way. Cool, it sucks over here too. I haven't seen anything resembling any kind of objective anything. And all these sound effects are like so low rent, like for a platform that's capable of so much more. Like it's really quite bad. Also, you can take 2 hits. Not a lot of health to collect. A lot of extra lives, though. I mean, I guess that's something. Ah, you fuckface. Like a lot of these sound effects sound like they just fell out of like a Intellivision gambling game. Like I'm anteing up or picking things, you know, just. Great. A dead end. That's what I was looking for. A lot of nothing. Oh, wait. Look at this fucking ghost. This is just the house again. Audio. Listen to it. Like it almost sounds like music. All right, if you're on the right frame, you can just jump through these. You don't have to. Ah. The cannon boometh, the cannon taketh away. Do you think anything happens in this game? That's the most dangerous enemy in the game, is the guy with the fast-moving, that thing. Man, I missed all those sweets. The action was too intense. I was like, is that bomb something I can collect? Apparently not. I mean, let's see what's behind the door, I guess. Ah, cool. Fuck you. Oh, this one's going real fast. Fuck, man, it's just a constant thing with those guys. Like, the platforming feels responsive enough for what, I mean, you know, what they're asking of you. It's not... My current location is Conquer Cage. Uh-oh. Like, you have enough air control. Like, the platforming is not good, but it's like, it doesn't... That's cool. There's no bone room here. I just, you know, there's just not a lot happening. Oh, come on. Guess if I stand on the edge of those things, they don't go off, huh? Nope, I timed that all wrong. No, no, no! It's got a good music. Fuck. What am I doing? I've only got 8 lives left. Can a boy have 3 hearts? No. What a cool game. Like, his sprite doesn't look finished. Like, the dark eyes, I mean, like they're trying to make him look evil or whatever, but like it just looks like it's missing a layer. The solid color background, or the eye stuff, like it's just... Can't jump on the bombs to kill them before they go off. In case you were wondering. Oh, this is going so fast! What am I gonna do? Oh. I mistimed that. That's actually like this is like a tricky jump. Like for you know, Mario Bullet Bill type shit. Like this like going in the same direction as the thing and timing it and lining it up or whatever is like not something they would normally do in like a Mario game, for example. So this is a notable difficulty increase. Also, it's some bullshit. Oh, fuck you! Stop doing this to me. Okay, now we're in business. No, I mistimed it, and now I'm just fucked. Like, you can only take 2 hits, man! This is fucking crazy! Bleep! Blip! Oh, I hit jump, you garbage! Where do you think you continue from? Store locked. Why not come back later? Yeah, why not? Hey, man, why not come back later? This vast open world to explore. A hidden pathway to the graveyard hidden inside the tree's mouth. Like, this game has it all. Uncle Fester came this way earlier with Abigail. Everyone's favorite member of the Addams family. Abigail? So do I have to bounce on that fucking thing to get across? Like, what is it asking me to do here? All right. I'm glad that worked out in my favor. What a fuck... Is that really what... do I really have to bounce on that thing? To get over? Like, this is... Kaizo platforming as its finest. But seriously. Okay, I got shoes. Oh, I can... Oh, okay, I can... Oh, I got... the block hurt me. I'm not falling for that trick. We're going in the second one. It's just a dark subcon. We found the doorway to subcon, and there's only candy here. You know, if they had some kind of reasonable, like, oh, every 5 sweets you get a heart back or something, like just kind of one more way to recover. Fuck! Like, I just turned around and said, bah! Yo, I hate this game. I hate this game! It looks like he's pooping. This is like this game has big unlicensed vibes. Why does did this whole screen really need to go dark for that? Okay. That's mildly tricky stuff right there. You know? Again, like nothing impossible, but like... Oh, a hidden block. This is... As someone who just spent some time a couple of days ago getting hidden items inside of Super Mario Brothers Special. This is old hat. Ba-dum. Music is where you find it, man. How many of those special items did I get in Super Mario Bros. Special? I believe I got 3 of them. There's 1 left to collect. Thankfully, some poor fool blazed the trail and made a very handy map that makes it very easy to just go get those. I hate this game. What will you do now? Yeah, this continue thing is a... Okay, that's where the tree was or whatever, right? So that we took that door, we tried that one, right? But we didn't... Look at all the life happening here in this level. Look at how alive this level is. Oh, God! Reskinned bombs. That guy's got a spike on him, so I'm worried to jump on. Oh, these platforms... In this level, they decided to make the platforms real. You can't jump through them from the bottom. I wonder if those shoes let me walk on spikes, and that's why there's this stuff here. I'm gonna guess no, because otherwise I probably would have been able to hit that guy. Spider! Nope, I gotta stop doing that. I turned whatever was on off. Does the manual say anything about, hey man, you can push the B button to skid to the right and the select button to skid to the left? Does it say anything about that? That's not like a thing? Are they like, yeah, this got this really cool... It does? Wow. I wasn't sure if that was like some kind of unintended thing or what the hell. Got a ramp here in a game with like no real running momentum. Oh, I hit that one with my ass. This game has ass tech. You've heard of bat tech. Did I get ever so a slight amount of momentum off that, or is that just his normal jump? I can't even tell anymore, dude. Ah! Ha ha! Let's turn that off. Maybe I should have left it on. Hey, I don't think this game's very good. I don't think this game has what it takes to go the distance. Okay, so we tried that door. We tried that door. We tried this door. Is there another door on this upper level? Are there two doors up here too? I think we just tried the one. Okay, now we're in business. Clearly, this is meant to be level 1. Clearly, this is meant to be the first level of the game. The one you take to get your feet wet in the game. A cold man could make things hot, but take heart. A hot cold man. This is a hot cold man jump scare right here. Official. Look at these skeletons. A cold man could make things hot, but take heart. So am I going to die as soon as I come in here? Oh, this is just a boss here. I have to turn this off. I think we're good, but do you think that this game is deep enough to have because, like, read this. A cold man could make things hot but take heart. Is that designed to be, is that a clue, kids? There's nothing in this game that indicates any kind of inventory or like you collected a hot thing and you melted the guy, or if you find a heart and you bring it here, it will. Small Rewarder on the Discord has posted some playing tips here. Trees are a good place to begin, then find somewhere cold. The big bad guys at the end of these sections may be dangerous, but they are not heartless. Capital H, heartless. What? Going back through the same door does not always lead you back to the same place. Great, good design, awesome. There's always a safe spot when confronted by a big bad guy. Find this and you should defeat him easily. Use the creatures as springboards to jump on in order to reach an otherwise inaccessible spot. Map your progress. Remember, the mansion is huge, and you don't want to forget where you're going or have been. Platforms may materialize in midair as you walk across. Be brave. So that second shot, his like jump shot, seems like it's not. I guess maybe it's just in that same direction. It's not quite right at me. Man, these spikes are just like just annoying enough. And then he dumps immediately. I'm already fucked. The spikes are like in just. God, I hate this. Why am I doing this to myself? Why? I mean, it does say that this is meant to be the second level, really. I think, is what the playing tips are indicating here. What's the other way? The stove can be switched off if you can find the switch. Good news, everyone. crouched on that because it looked kind of like a pipe, and it turns out it kind of is, but also... Granny is here, guarded by baddies that are too hot to touch. Yeah, let me at these baddies that are too hot to touch. Gaming! Why are these cocks shooting fire? Go see a doctor. You need some penicillin, something, man. Evil blobs in the stove. Okay. Look at this fucking thing! Here's your new password. One of the characters is written in a font that makes it a little difficult to read. Is that a 7? That's C-67W? Is that what that is? Keep it in a safe place to restore your progress. Yeah, is that an arrow going up and to the right? It's like... It's Granny. Missing apostrophe. She's so pleased. Also missing apostrophe. Look at this. Look at. Well done, Pugsley. Oh, I'm just still here, huh? It's an open world game. You got to leave and go back. You know, it doesn't just warp you back to the fucking house. You got to go, man. Like, it gives you a bit of a shortcut. Much like Dark Souls. You know, to prevent you from having to trudge all the way back through. Remember, a cold man could make things hot. But take heart. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. H-69-. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Keep it in a safe place to restore your progress. I love that it just brings you, like, you hit start and you're just still fucking standing here and there's nothing. No door, no indicator as to, like, where should I be going here? I mean, clearly you run to the right. But that heart power up is huge, man. That's like a game changer. This game's great now. And then we're just right back fucking here. That's my hot strat, is to just run here, make this the first thing you do, get that heart power up. There's no, like, hey man, this door is closed now because you did everything. Maybe I haven't done anything there, you know? Like, so far he has rescued Granny. This game sucks. Did the dragon give us anything? The dragon gave us Granny. So we're on. It says scavenger hunt, but it seems more like we're trying to rescue the Addams family. And then the select button and B button make you... What a fucking game, man. Anyway, H-69-, let's just, you know. So this game comes to us from an era when, the 16-bit machines had largely taken over. And some games were still getting kind of backported or getting versions that would show up on the NES. In this case, the SNES Pugsley game is actually a completely different thing. So it's just like, which is not unheard of for this era for sure. Like a company would get the license to a thing, and they would be putting out. I mean, you think about today. Think about ports that come out today. We're talking about PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox, and then maybe a Switch 2 version. Maybe if you're doing a big game, maybe you're still somehow doing PS4. But like generally speaking, those ports are kind of on a level, right? Especially with kind of the big three machines power wise, you end up with like, okay, here's your PC, PlayStation, Xbox version. Maybe the Switch 2 version has some stuff going on. If you're doing PS4, God help you. So maybe that's not that different now that we're talking through it. But ultimately, like, ports are pretty similar these days. Back then, you would see a magazine ad for like Acclaim had got the license to a thing, and they're like, "What's it coming out on?" It's coming out on SNES and Genesis. There's a NES version of the game. We're doing Game Gear. We're doing, like, we're not going to do Master System, except maybe there'll be a Brazilian Master System version that'll show up somewhere down the line. And then we're doing Game Boy. So Game Boy, Game Gear, SNES and Genesis. Maybe NES if it's a really big property. The same way the Bluey game that got announced yesterday is coming to PS4. And then maybe you would also, as we kind of moved further through the 16-bit era, you would occasionally find and we're also doing a Sega CD version. Or whatever, right? Sometimes those games would be completely different. Oftentimes those games, most of the time, you would have different teams, different companies, different studios doing the different versions of the game. So like whoever was touching Game Boy was not doing NES. Whoever was doing SNES was not touching the 8-bit versions, or, at most you would get the SNES and Genesis version may be the same. And then occasionally sometimes that wouldn't even be the case. But it's you were making vastly different games that all had the same name and were all advertised in the same ad. And so you would see this game, and of course they're only using the screenshots of the SNES version because that's probably the best looking one that they have at the time. And so you're like, I don't know, I only got a Nintendo. I'm gonna go get one of those. I'm a big Pugsley fan. I love the Addams family. Look at me. They're the Munsters, but they're not making any Munsters games, so we've got to get it where we can. I'm huge into the Addams family, and then you come home and you get this that does not look like the SNES version, does not behave like the SNES version, and whatever else. So you're just kind of like left with the dregs in some cases here. Ocean, also Ocean is a really good example. I mentioned Acclaim earlier, but Ocean was like the British version of that. Acclaim had British studios, but Ocean in a lot of ways was doing it first because Ocean was doing that across like 7 different computer platforms. Ocean would be doing a Commodore 64 version, a Spectrum version. As we get further into the late 80s and 90s, you would suddenly have an Amiga version that would appear. Perhaps they were even doing some ST stuff. I don't know, but you would have like, okay, I don't know, this is going to be on the BBC Micro. It's going to be on this. It's going to be on that. And so you would have this wide range of computer ports that oftentimes would be completely different games too. And Ocean is notorious, man. It was Ocean and Titus eventually, kind of as we got into the PlayStation 2 and Xbox era, you still saw games with the Titus and Xbox logo, or Titus and Ocean logos on them. And I think did one buy the other there before they kind of fell apart, but like Titus did Superman 64, right? And then Ocean just kind of kept doing what they thought they were going to do. But I feel like both of those labels just became a real notorious for like, some real trashy video games. Titus more so on, kind of those cartridge-based formats and what have you. But Ocean, a lot of cassettes, man. A lot of cassettes. For a good long time. This was the last Ocean game for the NES, or just period? Because no, Ocean made games for a little while. Yeah. So this is the final Ocean game on our list. Yes. So farewell to Ocean, I suppose, as far as the science has been just about done here. We need to get this last game on the list here. But Ocean is, I've said it before, but just to kind of recap, since we are kind of at the final Ocean game for the NES. Ocean made a lot of great computer games in an era where there were a lot of computer games that didn't look or sound as good. Ocean has some legendary stuff under their belt, and then generations turned. And I think that their strategy just fell apart. It was not unlike the Acclaim strategy of like Ocean did a lot of licensed stuff. I mean, we played like Lethal Weapon and all of these Addams Family games, and like they made their bones licensing video games for as little as possible and then putting as little money as possible into the development. And that's stuff that you could kind of get away with for a time on some platforms, The Spectrum didn't really have a lot of great, like a lot of huge dev teams for a lot of those games, right? The C64, a lot of very small teams where someone would come in and do the music and then two other people were working on it or whatever, right? And so, Ocean did really great work at that time. And there are some absolute classics. The Ocean Loader music alone is enough to kind of give Ocean a pass in a lot of ways, but they are a company, and there's you read about the collapse, and there's I'm sure there's a lot of particulars and a lot of individual little things that happen along the way. But I think from the outside looking in here, when we look at Ocean around this time, the early 90s, late 80s, I'm sure as well, but we look at Ocean really struggling to make that transition as the formats changed, as the British computers kind of fell by the wayside, and suddenly we started seeing the rise of Japanese developed consoles, the NES, the SNES, all the way up to the N64, and like all of that stuff. And I think that's where they kind of finally fell apart for real. They were not able to make that transition. We were talking about Imagineering on the podcast this week. They came up, someone wrote in and asked about them. Because the Imagineering is it's Dan and Gary Kitchen who made their bones on the Atari 2600 and did some incredible work there. And then you look at what they did on the NES, which is those Simpsons games and Ghoul School and a lot of that stuff. Like there's a lot of stuff there that is an absolute mess. And so you see this with Ocean, you see it with the Kitchens at Imagineering, like this kind of handful of studios that just as tastes changed, as the machines changed, like some companies were able to make that transition and some weren't. Like Rare was able to make that transition to a degree. I think that's the other kind of truth, the other science that's come out of building this list is a realization of just like Rare put out a lot of games on this platform and a lot of them are not very good. But they were good enough to get bought, right? Like Rare was good enough to make it long enough to get purchased, and like they made some great games after this. Like they found their footing. Ocean didn't. Ocean kept trying to do licensed video games. Like someone brought up that they did the Mission Impossible game for N64, which woof. Woof, right? So yeah, there's the Ocean story is I'm sure very interesting, but like when you just look at the software output, it's clear that like because you go back to like I want to say they did Kung Fu or Kung Fu Master, if you will, for the Commodore 64. They may have done Yar Kung Fu for the C64 as well. Okay, so Ocean got purchased by Infogram, and so yeah, that's right. Infogram had their name on Mission Impossible, but yes, Mission Impossible 64 is a very interesting game. I found a pen. I have a pen that has a built-in recorder, a built-in digital recorder. It's a spy pen that says Mission Impossible on it that they sent out alongside that N64 game. I found that the other day. It's great. Anyway. Let's get this game on a list. It's low. It's not going to be high on this list. This game feels like crap a lot of the time. The only thing I can say about it is like the jumping is responsive, the air control is appropriate, and you can bounce off dudes' heads to go higher. Like it has some kind of decent type of control to it. I think presentationally, I think Pugsley looks like shit. A lot of the enemies look bad. I think a lot of the enemy placement is stuff that you're just like, this is not a good time. Like you just projectiles flying on the screen at high speeds that you're just like, oh, I guess I got to jump. Oh wait, I jumped into the pendulum and I did this. And like structurally, I feel like this game, again, comes from people who made computer games at an era when stuff like this was enough. It came from an era when if you presented someone with an open world of any sort, of like, you can go anywhere, man. What? You could walk in the tree's mouth, man. Where are you gonna go? That did a lot for people for a long time. There's that fucking Batman game for the Commodore 64. Oh my god. But like that worked on those platforms. And here on the NES, the standards change a little bit. I think there's still something of a draw when we think about this is like 92, so maybe we're running out of road here, but like this is 92, and I think a lot of those games that seemed like open world games like a Dizzy or this or some of this other stuff back then started to seem overly meandering and aimless. And it's something that happens to a lot of the British platformers. And I think you could look at even stuff like Zool. I might even put some of the Turrican games in this bucket of like, they're a little too aimless. If these games were structured in a slightly more linear way, that would help a lot. And so the open nature of it, I don't think really does it any favors. And that's sort of the problem with it is, but you can find your way around. Like if you're dedicated to it, there's only so many doors, right? There's only so many doors and so many directions and whatever. They give you continues up the ass, but they don't really put you, they put you back at the beginning. But I suspect now that I've got that hard upgrade and we saved Granny, the continues will have like a little bit more of a meaningful time savings to them or whatever. This seems like a game that you could probably speed run in like 20 minutes or something if I had to guess. It's no Gyromite, which is a weird comparison to start with, but hey, it's what was on the page. Solstice, the Quest of the Staff of Deimos is a better game. Is Pugsley's Scavenger Hunt better or worse than Dino Wars Destruction of Spondulus? It's worse. It's significantly worse. Like, the thing to remember is that Dino Wars is not an especially good game. It has a lot of bad weapons in it. When you are in dinosaur form, a lot of that game is bad. The top speed run for Pugsley Scavenger Hunt is under 10 minutes. Totally believable. That seems like a game that would have, like, if not a bunch of skippable content, then, like, that game is not nearly as big as it might seem. Which is true, I think, of a lot of the kind of, like, fake open games of this era. You just go like, oh, there's actually really not that much to it. Thrilla's Safari is a better game. You'd be better off with a copy of Town and Country Surf Design's Wood and Water Rage. It's certainly no Milan's Secret Castle. Millions? I mean, he's getting money. Is it Millions Secret Castle? Milan. Alma in the chat asks, don't you think Pugsley at least looked cool? No. His eyes felt like it was missing a layer. Like it felt like there was supposed to be one more layer of color or somewhere in that palette that was just gone. You'd be better off with a copy of Princess Tomato in the Salad Kingdom. Battletoads and Double Dragon, the Ultimate Team is a better game. Base Wars is better. Base! Feel the base. That's better. Airwolf Airwolf is a better game. The Flintstones, The Rescue of Dino and Hoppy is a better game. I'm trying to parse this for the science and try to, because it's like the Flintstones, The Rescue of Dino and Hoppy, and Pugsley's Scavenger Hunt, like, not ultimately, just throw them in the same bucket. But when you look at them scientifically, Dino and Hoppy actually has more of a structure. It has a lot more movement to it. The only thing that you could look at Pugsley and say, hey, this has this going for it, is that the platforming is responsive. That's pretty much it. And so there are moments in that game where you're like, I'm bouncing on this cannonball and using that to launch up here. You're like, yeah, okay, I'm doing platform stuff like you do in platformers. It is not in the upper half or even the lower quarter of platformers. Certainly on this platform and you know, the stuff that came after. But at the same time, like it masquerades as a better game than it actually is. That's the trick. That's Pugsley's trick, is that there's a feel on it that you go like, okay, as someone who has been playing a lot of really fucking rotten video games, like when we get down to the lower games on this list and how they feel to control and move, Pugsley's Scavenger Hunt at least has that. But the level design, the audio, the look of the game, the way the boss fights are configured, the continues and what they do, like all of that stuff, I think then works against it. You'd be better off with a copy of Gremlins 2, the new batch, that's for sure. The Immortal is a better game. The Flintstones, The Surprise at Dinosaur Peak is a better game, which is this is a somewhat closer comparison. But also, like, this game is no Hudson's Adventure Island. I mean, let's not be fucking crazy. Like, Yo Noid is a way better game. Puss in Boots: Perro's Great Adventure, a game I finished, is a significantly better game. Though, could you make a case for Pugsley's Scavenger Hunt here by saying Pugsley's Scavenger Hunt is more ambitious? What is the ambition of an open world that doesn't do a good job of being open, or doesn't do a good job of like putting anything interesting or putting any fun mystery into it, right? Like, that's the sort of that's the conundrum, right? I think it would be very easy to look at this and go like, well, there's a little bit more, you know, you can go left or right here, and that's fascinating. But I think other games on this platform did that better, along with everything else. Try asking Mind's Eye. So that's the problem with Mind's Eye. The problem with Mind's Eye is that it is not an open world game. They created an open world and then they just guide you through it point A to point B. It's like they laid out every level in the game before you, but said like, oh, you can drive over there now, but there's nothing there because the level's not there yet. You need to go do these other story missions, and then maybe someday you'll be over there, or maybe you won't. Who knows? Pugsley Scavenger Hunt was a victim of sabotage. Much like Mind's Eye. Internal and external resources combined. Contra Force is a better game. You'd be better off with a copy of G.I. Joe: The Atlantis Factor. Tailspin is a superior product. Turtles 1, a better game. Metal Fighter is better. The Punisher is better. Ghoul School is better. Like, it's tempting to want to lump this right next to something like the Incredible Crash Dummies, but like that game just has a lot more shit in it. Like, say what you will about that game, there's stuff there to do. You know? It's not good. It's not good stuff. But like the structure of that game is more sound. The levels have some more variety to them. Like there's just a little bit more there. And so Pugsley Scavenger Hunt is worse than that. Here's the real question: is this better or worse than the Addams Family, a game that does have a bone room? Which it should that should probably give you a hint as to which game is the better game. It is the game with the bone room. This game is worse than the Bugs Bunny Birthday Blowout, but not by much. Is this better or worse than the Jetsons' Cogswell's Caper? Fuck. Man. I keep searching for an off-ramp for Pugsley's Scavenger Hunt, like a little bit higher on this list, but as I look at the games, I cannot. Like, that is the science in action, you know? I think that there's... Like, it's tempting to be like... Because, you know, I was looking at it and going like, well... I mean, yeah, it's worse than Addams Family. But, like... Is it really worse than Castle Quest? Like, yeah, I guess so. Is it really worse than the Bugs Bunny Birthday Blowout? Like, yeah, it is. Is Castellian a better game? Like, yeah. Like, Roller Games is a dreadful fucking thing. Like, Roller Games is a terrible game, but, like... Maybe Silver Surfer is the question we should be asking. Silver Surfer, a game that was just re-released, I believe, today, as part of it. Like someone put out a Marvel collection of like fucking terrible Marvel games, and Silver Surfer is on there, dude. You want to go buy a copy of Silver Surfer? The music's great. Silver Surfer has fantastic music. The rest of that game is quite bad. Pugsley's Scavenger Hunt only has music on the title screen. It is not a great rendition of the Addams Family theme, and then much of the rest of the game is silent in that regard. Like when you beat a boss and finish a level, there's a little bit of a Yes. Thank you, John Drake, for bringing Silver Surfer back to a new generation. Thanks for all that you do for all of these great Disney and Marvel properties. Actually, I don't know. I don't think Marvel is him. I don't think he handles any of the Marvel stuff. I could be wrong, but there's probably someone else to blame if I had to guess. This game is worse than Silver Surfer and Roller Games and Akari 3 The Rescue and the Jetsons' Cogswell's Caper. It is barely worse than the Jetsons. But again, the Jetsons has like... the Jetsons is a situation where, as we were talking about before, like it's a more put together game. Like there's stuff in it and hidden things, and you know, you're kind of moving from left to right and doing your stuff. But like the feel of it is notably worse. It's a game that has some ideas, but it feels like shit. Whereas this is a game with no ideas that at least like has a feel to it. Ultimately, Pugsley Scavenger Hunt is worse than Gilligan's Island. but it is better than all pro basketball. And it is not as good as Ultima Exodus. It's our new 510. Pugsley's. What a thing, man. I just what a fucking game. 1, 3, 4. Okay. Pugsley Scavenger Hunt is exactly the type of shit game that I'm like, I should finish this. It's disgusting. It's a sickness. It's not a good game. It's not a good game. And there you have it. Number 510. All right, next up. Umberto wanted to see this one. This is an unlicensed video game. From your friends, your amigos, your posse over at Bunch Games. The Bunch Games crew got together and made this game for you. And it is called Galactic Crusader. Oh, shit. It's a lot of stuff on screen. Why did that witch on a broom brush that moth out of the way? And what does that have to do with the rest of the game? Let's find out. Okay, currently the B button doesn't seem to do anything. This already looks like something made with the shoot 'em up construction kit for the C64. It's just a real... I guess I'm a moth, right? So do we have to go fight an evil witch? Oh, I got hit there. Some of these enemies take multiple hits to defeat. I got a little guy. What is this, fucking R-Type? What do we, holy sh... They made a vertical R-Type. These maniacs. I picked up what appeared to be a colony of some kind, and oh god! And my moth got bigger. My moth is getting big, and my moth is getting bigger. I assume this means that I'm gonna die soon. Like it's like res, man. I'm devolving. Yeah. as I get hit. A number of different weapons, most of which seem like they are the same. Is that for me or no? It almost looks like something I should be collecting. Should I? Can I? I was like, man, it's hard to even just get over. Okay, it's starting us right at the mysterious crystalline structure. Ah! Man. Some shooting percentages at the end. Like it was Galaga or something. Where does this put us? Yeah, it's the sort of game that could use some more like hit feedback on like when you are getting hit. Like that would be helpful. You lose your current weapon when you get hit. I like being this little guy because it's harder to get hit and the moth is very big. Yeah, definitely a game that would benefit from some nudity. So I do think that there are some versions of this game in other territories that have what you that give you what you want. Oh, great. I don't think it's cool that some of these ships take multiple hits to defeat. Also, that could use a sound effect. I think if there was like a ting or some kind of like, hey, you got one hit on a thing, like that would probably help. Music is catchy enough for, I don't know, like it's okay. Oh, we leveled, we held out for the same icon, and now look at how big our thing is. Multiple levels of power-ups is something I did not expect this game to have. Got a next level R-type pod. And now that's gone. This sucks, dude. Like, he's shooting too much and getting too close. I hate this game. Fuck. Oh. What was over there? Oh, they come through the fucking sides. They clip through fucking one side and appear on the other. What a cool game. Ah! The way it gets up close and dumps on you, I think, is really uncool. I think the enemies that explode into a burst of fast-moving bullets are also slightly uncool. Ah! And then the crystal thing, the crystal ships. Glenn Tennis came up behind me. Laid those crystal ships on me. That was the weapon I wanted. taking reds, man. Ah. I imagine that since I am blinking, I'm invincible. And that's what that power-up does. Oh, I wonder what that one does. It's like a little guy. That's galactic dancing. Oh, I shot my thing. I laid my thing down on him, and it just blew up. I was like, let me shoot my R-Type guy out there so that it does stuff, and just keeps shooting in a position that I can't be in, but instead it just blew up. And now here we are. Tiny ship. No little man, no tiny man taking the bullets up front. Just doomed. Get away, get away, get away! It's always that side shot. Always dumps out that side shot when I'm trying to get away. And just says, how do you do? Fuck. And ah! This game does have a little bit of an issue where it is more fun to play when you are powered up and feels notably worse when you are not, but it doesn't, I don't know, the power-ups are not that great. Like, you know, being invincible is good, right? I mean, that's not, it's a bold statement, I know, but and having your little option, your tiny friend. Fuck, man. I hate this. This is annoying. But it's also very frustrating because like, I should probably beat this dumb ship. I don't know if I don't think continuing is doing anything here, but Reds. See, this one is cool in theory, but in practice, the swirly shot just you can only have so many shots on screen at a time. And so you end up with a bunch of those shots just lingering on screen where they're not going to hit anybody, and meanwhile you're over on the other side of the screen getting worked, and you can't do anything about it. It's not a good. It does not feel good. It's not a good feeling. See, some kind of better explosion noise that says you got hit and now you're the tiny one would be good. I feel like that's not a bold statement. You know, audio is great. I love to listen to stuff. Level 3 on this shit, man. Okay, looks like level 3 is the max. Get away from me. Just let him go. Just let him go. He's got nothing to offer me. Other than an annoying explosion. No! Alright, my option absorbed a few of those shots there. But it's not going to do that forever. My ship is so big! Well, slow down there, because everything is happening. No. It's annoying because this is an enemy that you want to kind of center up and land your shots, but I don't have a center shot right now. Fuck! Underwhelming explosion. This game sucks. Oh, look at these little zigzaggies. It's a fun look for a game that you would not expect to have any fun looks. Little zigzaggies. The way those bullets come out and curve, I think, is a really interesting... Again, for a game that does not have a lot else going on in it. It gives you something else to be concerned with. The basic level shot takes multiple hits to take out the enemies, and just like it doesn't like... It's not that this game ever feels good per se, but it definitely feels better when you've got stuff. I like that the scroll keeps scrolling when you pause. I was mostly just curious if pausing it would make it do the unlicensed game ting, and no, it doesn't. Unfortunately, it seems to not have. You know, different enemies, different patterns. You know, that's sure, man. This is not a great game. Let's see what the second boss looks like. If it's any. Oh, look at that. It's fucked up what you did right there, little man. Got the color palette of a fucking bootleg fucking pirate copy of a game that's all fucked up and broken. Here on this boss. Round 3. These fuckers coming up from behind. This is they have really flipped this game on its head. Everything you thought you knew about Galactic Crusader is wrong. Ugh. Game's not great, but I feel like it could be so much worse. You know, like this is, at least by the standards of other unlicensed games and unlicensed shooters specifically, I think this game is like largely inoffensive. But it's not, you know, that's a really low bar. I think that the ship is too big. But as far as like giving you options as a player, you know, like they made a bad R-Type. You know, that's kind of neat in its own disgusting way. Giving you this little option that I can shoot it out there if I want. I want to say there's a bootleg R-Type on the X68 1000 that is like a much more direct facsimile, but now look at how big that moth is compared to like the tightness of those ships coming up from behind, and you have nothing. You have no rear firing weapon, you know? Like it's really like you're not in good shape here. You're not equipped to succeed. Oh yeah, maybe we can dock the option on the back. I don't know. Maybe we can. And what is this? What is that? No, it looks like it automatically docks to the front. Okay. The variety is minimal, but it has variety, which is, I think, again, when we think about a lot of these types of shooters on this platform, you do end up with worse. Now this is Galactic Dancing. What the fuck? Space logs. It's funny. It's like space log, like you're recording a thing, all Captain Kirk style. But nope, these are just Captain's log right there. You know what I'm saying? You're like a Kirk. As far as games that have the word Sachin written on the title screen, this one's better than most. Okay. Okay, Galactic Crusader. Kind of terrible. Kind of terrible. I think that there's a... I mean, look, it's impressive in a very limited scope. It's a sort of thing that you're like, okay, here's a game. It's got multiple power-ups to choose from and also multiple levels of those power-up, which, again, is kind of a par for the course thing for a lot of shooters, but not at the lower end like this. This has a much more interesting menu of power-ups and abilities than a lot of other games of its type. Building in multiple levels of R-type style options, I think, is pretty interesting. Again, in the very limited scope of, look at this unlicensed game. Like, it's punching above its weight in ways that is kind of interesting. But it is also a game where they make you play as a gigantic moth, and they don't give you any good hit feedback on either side of the bullet. And especially that first boss fight's kind of the worst one in a lot of ways, just because, again, your ship is too big to navigate the path between those bullets unless you've taken a lot of hits, and then you're a much smaller ship, and then you're much more susceptible to blowing up in the first place. And so, like, being the big moth is not great. And so it's like they're trying to do kind of a Moon Cresta thing of, you know, hey, you're gonna have different sizes of ships, and the bigger ships obviously are bigger, and that's dangerous, but you have more firepower, except you don't have more firepower. And so the only benefit of being a bigger ship is that you can take more hits before you blow up. But it's easier to take hits when you are a big moth. You know what I'm saying? Big moth got huge lungs. The enemy patterns and stuff like that feel very I feel a lot older than this game is. They feel a lot like some 2600 era Mega Mania or something. Like, there's just a lot of like, hey, this shit's gonna fly at you real dumb. Astro Blaster style. And I don't know, that's interesting in some ways, but I guess it's neither here nor there qualitatively. I don't think it really makes that big of a difference. I do think the game gets filthy about things that come up from behind. Because you don't really have good options to deal with that. And again, Big Moth is at a supreme disadvantage. And I think that's a lot of that stuff is stuff that, like, if you were making a better game, you would see this stuff. And I don't mean to sound like I'm fucking capable of making a better game, right? Because who knows? Who am I to criticize the Wizard developers of Galactic Crusader? But it's stuff that does not fit together. You know, we talk about harmonious game design. And this is stuff where, again, the Big Moth is at a disadvantage, but there's no reward other than you could take more hits. And so you might as well just take those hits so you can be a smaller moth, so you don't have to take those hits. It's kind of a risk versus reward with broken incentives at either end. It's fine. It's very basic. The enemy, animation on those enemies is very limited in terms of just like, multiple frames on the sprites or whatever. And like that stuff's not great. It's just a bunch of shapes flying at you. It's shapes flying at you, the video game, which again, I'm a big Mega Mania fan back on the 2600 and I guess the 5200 version of that. They did that, right? That came out, right? I'm not making that up. But Mega Mania is a fun video game. Anyway, it's got something, at least it has something to hang its hat on, and that's more than you can say for a lot of other shooters on the platform. And And that's something. I mean, it's certainly better than like an F-15 City War. It's better than like a Tag and Dragon. It's a better game than Chiller. It's better than Master Chew and the Drunkard Who. It's It's better than Super Pitfall. It flows better. Like Super Pitfall feels like broken, right? Like there's a lot of stuff in Super Pitfall where you're like, from a programming perspective, this game is like held together by a thread and it's breaking right before your very eyes. Galactic Crusader, obviously a much smaller game in scope, but it moves well. Like, other than a little bit of slowdown there in that one boss fight where there's a bunch of shit happening all at once, and I had leveled up stuff, and there's like the game ran well. Which again, I think there are plenty of unlicensed games in particular, but plenty of games across this platform where like the movement just feels like shit. Like this is smooth scrolling, smooth movement. Like it does what you would expect it to do, at least at a bare minimum. It's a better game than Time Lord. It's better than the Caltron 6-in-1. But like it's better than Laser Invasion. Is it better or worse than Alfred Chicken? Fuck. I've spent so much time playing the Amiga version of Alfred Chicken now that it's hard to because that version looks so much better. No, this is better than Alfred Chicken, but really not by much. Really not by much. Like, it's better than Deadly Towers. It's better than this fucked up version of Tubin. That's another difficult one, because I think Tubin, the arcade game, I love Tubin. I wanted to get the t-shirt so bad. There's some new old stock, like you can still find the Tubin t-shirt out there if you look hard enough. Like, it's better than Rockin' Ball. Is it better or worse than The Last Starfighter? Because this is a better shooter than The Last Starfighter. The Last Starfighter, or what was it? Iridium on Commodore? Is that what it was called there? I think that's a better game on the C64 than it is here, just, comparatively to its library. I think Galactic Crusader is better than The Last Starfighter. It's better than Caveman Games. It is better than Stealth ATF. There's an ambition conflict there. Just like the complexity of Stealth ATF, just on its face, is way more than anything that Galactic Crusader has going on. But that doesn't automatically mean it's a good game. It's no Rampage. It's better than Stealth ATF. It's no Rampage. It is better than Star Voyager. It is better than RoboCop 3. It is not as good as the Paraticus conflict, though. It is our new number 528. Galactic Crusader. Okay. No, not Ninja Crusaders. Not Toxic Crusaders. Galactic Crusader. And there you have it. A much more interesting game than you would certainly think. That's... You got to give it to Sachin there, I guess. If you added like a tiny bit of pornography to that, I think you'd really have something. You'd really have something. Let's see here. Let's move on. All right. You requested it. You demanded it. Because you demanded it, it is now time for this. Oh. Bandai Golf Challenge Pebble Beach. Revenge Joe's Brother. Challenge Pebble Beach. This is just some good time tunes right here. You want the regular T or the back T? Well, I'd like to hit it from the back. Right this way, sir. We'll go with regular T. Handicaps. Interesting. That's a concept that most golf games on this platform do not attempt to address. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we got some yards and handicaps for each hole and... I guess course is probably gonna... Is actually gonna let us scroll around a little bit. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. We get the top bit of the screen shows us that we're going upwards towards the hole, I guess, huh? That's neat. And then score is just going to take us back here. Okay, so we want shot. So I'm aiming and picking clubs here. Wind is going that way. Okay, so... Oh, that's weird that he just kind of stands in the middle of it here. Bonked that fucking tree. But it bounced off and landed on the fairway. Okay, that tree poses a real threat that I did not think it would. Like, that's also, perspective-wise, a really strange... We can keep zooming in on the green. Okay, all right. You're recommending a 3-wood here, huh? All right, I'll trust your judgment, video game, but I think we're gonna hit this tree. Oh yeah? Do you think we're past the trees? The ball really rockets, man. Like, it's kind of cool. Like, when you hit that ball, it just fucking goes... Like, it blasts off. It's kind of neat. A 3-iron? Are you high? Don't we want to use a wedge here? Okay. All right, now we'll use a different type of wedge. On the green! This game is not dissimilar to Nintendo's own golf, but I don't know, advanced in a couple of ways, but like I think this game kind of has a clumsy look to it. Like the way they just draw the golfer and the meter right over the screen, I think is kind of awkward. Well, we're going to need to get a look at what we're dealing with here. Okay. It will not let me use the 1-wood. Will not let me use my driver again. It's like, yeah, take a 3-wood, dipshit. That's it. That's sometimes that's the thing. Games do that. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. It's okay. Good. Okay, Okay, so the grain's a little bit against us here. Okay. The meter moves very slow. I guess on the back swing, it's not... yeah, well, all right. Decent on! So we got a bit of a downward break here, so we want to move it. Maybe, I mean, maybe we don't have to, but like that's probably okay. It's a harder hit. It's a harder hit than I wanted there. Let's putt from the rough, as they say. Okay. We're just hitting it way too fucking hard here. Wind's going with us a little bit. You only have this real notched aim here when you're not putting. The putting aiming is much more precise, but here it's definitely like click, 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 click. And I feel like I want to aim in between the clicks sometimes. This is a case where having just a list of like, hey, here's how many yards each club hits would be very valuable, which I believe Nintendo Golf did not provide. It was just something that, you know, you eventually dial in. Or if you're my dad, you reset the game over and over again until you get 0 wind, and then you make sure you get a perfect hit with each club and write down the number. I think is what he ended up doing for that. So maybe like a 6 iron here. I don't know. Was it like a 7 iron, 6 iron? Like a probably that's some distance still. I mean, it touched the green. Let's try and not fuck this up this time. We don't want much on this at all. Boy. Could have got par there. Dialing it in. So what is this, like no fairway? What do we just get, light rough at best? Oh. Oh, B. Man. All right, fine. I'll hit a 3-wood. Okay. So it goes up here at the bit. I don't know how much that matters, but like that's... Just punch it out there. Hope for the best. Golf, man. Probably just want to do the same thing again and hit that next patch of fairway there. That looks about 3 wood distance from what we were doing earlier. Sure. I'll take it. I'm thinking like a 9-iron. Maybe should have used the wedge. Oh, I have a little bit of... Oh, so am I doing... So that is my... If I want it to curve a little bit, I do that before the shot. That's an interesting... That's kind of a different mechanic than what you normally see. But I don't want to do that. Par. That's right. That's the over-under bet. How many holes does it take for me to finally get a par? 6. If you bet 6. You bet 6.5. $149 yards, so we do not want our driver here. Gonna try not to make that mistake a second time. I want to try like a 3-iron. I don't know. Oh, V-Hold on the Discord posted a list of the range of all these clubs from Game Facts. Heartbreak. I want to die. I'll have to look at that. Maybe next hole we'll look at the list of club ranges and see. Okay. I don't need to look at the list to know that we need a 1 wood. We need our driver-ass driver to get the fuck out there. Wait. I'm also going to hit it straight. The wind moves like so. You know, the wind is always adjusting, which is kind of weird. Like it almost like, do you lock it in when I hit the button there? Because it's still changing. See? But then as soon as I hit it, the wind goes away. So are you locking in that wind, or is it still changing in the background? Maybe the answer is who cares, because it might not matter all that much, but... This looks like something a 3-wood would do. I'm going to go with 3-wood, but let's look at the... I didn't also, I don't know... It tells you how many yards you have left after a shot, but that doesn't show on the screen anywhere after that. So I'd have to rewind the stream. A 3-wood will go 195, apparently. I think that's what we... And we might not even make it, but let's... All right. Nailed it. Am I going to have to hit it over these trees? Is that going to be a problem? No. Okay. Rough 116. I'm going to say that's like a 7 iron, because a 7 iron will go 130, but we're in the rough, right? So we want maybe 8 iron because the wind is going with us, and we'll just fucking knock it. All right. Too hard, too hard. Oh, okay. Not hard enough because the break. Okay. Okay. This game is totally okay for what it is, you know? I'm sitting here trying to decide, like, it's more feature, it has more features than Nintendo's Golf. That's for sure. Yeah, that's kind of a weird, that's a case where I wish I could aim a little bit differently, but I guess, like, I could use the, what is it, like the draw and fade or whatever to curve it a little differently. So like 107 is like, yeah, that's actually wedge territory here. Come on, come on. Oh, that would have been beautiful. I'm only 14 over. It's fine. Yay. .120 is like, that's like a, yeah, it's like a 9 iron type of thing. Let's say an 8, actually. Woo! Birdie. This music is starting to make me crazy. It's like decent. I don't know. Like the song's all right. 175 yards. We definitely don't want to go in too crazy here. It's not, draw and fade, hook and slice is what I meant earlier. Draw and fade is like if you wanted to, anyway. Anyway, I do not believe you can do draws or fades. You can try to hook it or slice it. So that's like pretty far downhill there, like looking at the slope of the course there, but it doesn't really seem to matter. All right. So it's not necessarily what the last click is for. It is because here you can move it. I'll show you again on this next shot, but I'm a little afraid to do it. But see, I can actually move this. So I can move this arrow, this other arrow down here. So that is probably how you want to dial in if you want to hook it or slice it. It feels like the game is generally picking okay clubs. Like it's saying 3-wood here. Like sometimes when you're closer, it'll pick an iron. It's not always the right club, but it's close. Too hard, too hard. Did that look like it was snaking in the air, like it got caught in the wind? Because the wind number is a lot higher. We're all the way up to 10 here. Did that look like it moved strange? From the fucking rough, motherfucker. That's right. That break looks pretty extreme, so I'm going to try to account for it, and we'll go right about there. Trees, trees, trees. Let's just get it out there. Yeah. kind of a flat break here. Ugh! Yeah, golf games haven't really changed that much. You're right. Like, they've incorporated more real-life shot types and, you know, things that you can do on a real golf course for sure. But, like, at the end of the day, golf is golf, you know? I think the thing is, much like a lot of other sports games, I think that level of complexity doesn't really do it any favors. Eventually, you know, it just sort of starts to get in the way. Like, this is about the level, like you give me some PGA Tour golf on the Genesis or something. Like, that's... What did I pick? What did I fucking pick? What happened? I didn't pick it. How did I have a sand? Did it give me that? Did it give me that club? What happened there? Oh, I can't even hit a wood here because we're not even on the fairway. No woods, wood. Nope. Okay. Wait, what's happening here? Why can't I hit... There. That was weird. That was really weird. Router's struggling. Okay. 2 more holes. Okay. Left of the line curves it right. Right of the line curves it left. Good to know. Why are we not seeing the break? What is happening here? It's like I'm technically on the fringe. Like I'm just not I'm not technically on the green, I guess. Which is weird because the ball is clearly on the green. Great. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Nice work. "12 yards uphill. Need more than that." Good. Yep. Okay. I'm fine. I'm not mad. Everything's fine. I'm not an angry golfer. Everything's going great. Hey. Fucking question marks. I love it. That's actually really funny. We don't even know what to call that. Ain't gonna call it a triple bogey. Get fucked, stupid, is what that just said. What is happening here? It's like hitting from the rough, like you have to be more precise on the... Like I'm hitting the button, but it's not... It was just not taking the swing. I don't know what the deal is there. This looks like a 3-wood kind of shot. I was not paying attention. I don't know what I did. Did I break the game somehow? Now it's like just not... Okay. A nice easy putt here to close it out. Too hard. Too hard. We shot a 93. I'll take it. I'm hitting A and nothing is happening. Okay, start. There we go. Okay, and it's just back here. There's nothing... And if you want a little more of a challenge, they've got the back tees in here, and you can set a handicap if that's your thing. I don't know how that's supposed to work. Okay, so it's just the one course, and then I assume if we pick 2-player, it'll be like, do you want regular or skins or something like that? Nope, just go. Okay. Okay. Totally fine. Totally fine. It's right there with Nintendo's golf, I would say. But is it better or worse? That's the question. Like features wise, I think unquestionably it has like a little bit more to it. Like music, for example. But it does not have the cool noise when you go out of bounds in Nintendo's game. It gives you that beep, beep, beep. It's got a real deep tone to it that I think is really nice. This is a much more up close view of the course. Also, when you're hitting, so there's a little bit more detail there. But it's the same basic game. You know, like there are some minor some minor improvements on the formula, but it feels like actually like I wonder if they sat down and said, let's make that game but a little better, because that's sort of the vibe it has. I wonder when this game came out in Japan. This is like 88 or something here. And it doesn't fuck around. I think that's the thing. Like there are plenty of games way lower on this list. There are plenty of golf games that have, you know, kind of what this game has in terms of, you know, shot selection and some of the other stuff, and more modes and whatever. But I think that they just don't have the course quality, and in a lot of cases, they don't have like just the quality on the action. Like the shots feel bad. And so that hurts it a lot, I think. Those other games. This game, the courses seem good. Some real good opportunities just to whack the shit out of that ball, and when you do, like the ball really rockets off the tees in a way that's like kind of neat. I definitely, it wore off. The effect wore off on me by the time we were done with the game, with all 18 holes or whatever. But like the first few times you hit that ball, you're like, whoa! It's like you're punching it out there. It's like that's kind of cool. And I think that stuff's really neat. I don't know. Like I think that really helps it. The music is repetitive, but it's a nice little tune. Yeah, this is better than golf. This is better than golf, but like, is it better than Russian Attack? I don't know. It's better than Russian Attack. It is, it's better than Akari Warriors. Though Bandai Golf does not get nearly as weird as late game Akari Warriors does. It's no load runner, which again, this is a weird portal load runner, but ultimately it still plays by the rules of genuine load runner. And so I think that that still shines through. This is our new number 234. Bandai Golf Challenge Pebble Beach. Oh, is that actually? I guess I wouldn't know what the fucking Pebble Beach course was if you showed it to me. So I don't know. Yeah, are they actually trying to duplicate the look and feel of an actual course? Because that's kind of interesting in its own way. We have to go look at a map of Pebble Beach and kind of see. But yeah, it looks like that. Okay, all right. Cool. That's neat as well. The idea that you can challenge Pebble Beach from the comfort of your own couch. What an amazing situation. Looks like we got time for one more here because I think this one more is going to be relatively quick from what I remember about it. It is an unlicensed video game. And I believe this is the final unlicensed Tengen game on our list. So strap in for another Atari Arcade port. I was about to say Atari Arcade Classic, but that seems like a bit of a stretch. It is Vindicators. We'll start at zone 1 here. So this is like a tank game. Okay, I can't remember, like, those kill me, right? I don't want to collect those. But we do want the stars and ammo. We want this red key. Let's get this black key as well, I guess. I don't know. Which way do we want to go? Let's go this way. We don't have enough stars to buy anything. We'll get that F. I was into this music for a little bit, and now maybe a little less so. Okay. Do we have enough stars to buy anything? We do. I think you're always going to need shot range. And let's get a little tank speed. Yeah. So this was an arcade game that, you know, similar to something like Zybots, had that sort of two-player setup of join on the fly. But this is not a game about turning the turret on your tank. So you just kind of go and you have to line up your shots and shoot forward. We're running out of fuel. Oh. Dead. Let's get extra shot power. I rented the oh goddamn it. I rented this version of the game and remember enjoying it. This is fine. I don't know. Like, it's again the idea that you are in a tank and you can't turn the turret on the tank is like stupid, but because it kind of removes like the benefit of being in a tank is like you can strafe and, you know, look out. Are those icons reducing my fuel? The arrow pointing down, is that bad? Is the arrow pointing down bad? Okay, we have 6 stars. Range is kind of key here. You need to be able to outrange your enemies with your shots. It's sort of the thing, I think. But yeah, this game is I like this game. I don't know. Like this is neat. It's really basic, but I think it kind of like in Atari's lineage, I think this game again, very evocative of Zybots, especially here with the way they're kind of doing their 2-player shop stuff, and a lot of the same concepts from Zybots come into this game, which is sort of weird because it is a fairly different video game, perspective-wise and everything else. I would also maybe slightly liken it to something like Road Blasters in terms of just like, you know, some of the weapon options and fuel management and some of the other stuff you're doing. This game, I feel like, I don't know. I don't know that this was something that saw a lot of action, like a lot of distribution in arcades. I don't remember seeing this arcade cabinet maybe ever. At least when it was like a new-ish cabinet. But also this game kind of came out in the down period of arcades. You know, this is kind of before fighting games brought people back to arcades, but after the success of the NES kind of, you know, destroyed that market. We could have stuck around and got more stuff, but we only had 10 seconds. But yeah, the arcade version's in MAME. Ranking MAME. Who would rank MAME games? That seems like something a fool would do. There's thousands of... Like, how many different porno mahjong games are you going to put on a list? You know what I'm saying? It's just silly. Let's get that extra... Oh, do we lose our shot speed? What happened there? Station 2. Pop up. Come at me. Ah! Not like that, though. Can I scroll back? I don't think... Oh, I can. Interesting. So I can get these stars. I guess there are fuel considerations to deal with when you do something like that, but here we are. But it's these, you know, relatively short levels. With a shot between every level, which again is very much the Zybots formula. I have not been using my homing shots, but this seems like a good time to maybe use some of them. I could do with like better hit reactions here. Like, am I doing meaningful damage to this thing? Yes or no? Cool. I would like to buy 10 bomb cannons. My GPS. Okay. Limited continues for all you tank commanders out there. But you can just jump right to Zone 3. We got to Zone 2. Well, I guess not, because that was Station 2. Like, get going pretty fast, and it, you know, like the movement feels all right, you know, like even if it's not a tank game about moving your turret and stuff, like it does still feel pretty good to play. Oh, those were bombs. Okay, so they're bombs. Oh wait, the key was not on that thing. The key was not on that guy this time. Did I leave somebody alive? You. Probably just need to go with fuel there. Right, so we just picked a higher difficulty, but ultimately it's the same. That fucker really gets you, man. Let's see how far back we can hang and still land shots on this fucking thing. Man, you get really wiped out up close too. So let's buy a bunch of shield. Okay. Okay, Vindicators. This is a neat game. I think it suffers from not having enough levels. Like it'll loop pretty quickly on you. That is sort of the unfortunate part about it, is that you can kind of cook your way through all of the unique levels in a session or two. And you know, when you play on harder, it's going to move some of the keys around and do some of that. But ultimately, that is probably the problem with this game. But as far as tank movement and the speed of that and the ease with which you can control the tank, I think that stuff's done really well. The power-ups are fun enough. I love Zybots. That's actually, like, it's weird, you know, like the most of my enjoyment of Vindicators comes from its weird kind of similarities to Zybots. Similar type arcade cabinet in size and shape, different controls because you're doing, you know, tank things. But I love me some Zybots. Ooh. Ooh. This is good though. It is a totally fine game. You know, you can do 2-player on it if you're into that sort of thing. If you have people in your life, ugh. Yeah, I think the wrap on it is that it is a little repetitive, and you can see everything that's here pretty fast. That's sort of the downfall of it. Is it's a real, if we were writing reviews, it's a good rental. You know what I'm saying? And so it's cool, but like it's no Ikari Warriors. You know, Arkanoid's a better game. Is Vindicators better or worse than Dino Wars' destruction of Spondulus? You know, Dino Wars, you got the on foot and you got the dinosaur stuff. The weaponry at your disposal as the dinosaur is mostly bad. The stuff on foot it's okay. Vindicators is better than Dino Wars' destruction of Spondulus. It is better than Dirty Harry. And it's better than Touchdown Fever. But it is not better than Double Dragon 3, The Sacred Stones. And thus, it is our new number 263. Okay. And there you have it. Vindicators. Vindicating Tengen's releases on the NES ever so slightly. A credit to their craft as opposed to Roadrunner or some of the other straight trash that they piped onto this platform. Good tank stuff. It's nice. It's no Grobda. I mean, if we're playing tank, Grobda, because that's just got such cool sound effects in it. That's going to do it for this week. Congratulations to Vindicators, I guess, and to Bandai for all that it does in the world of golf. One game on our list that we did not get to this week that we will perhaps look at doing for next time. Romance of the Three Kingdoms. I don't know what the Three Kingdoms are, but they're in love with one another. Come on back next time and maybe we'll get a good look at that. some kind of dating sim. Maybe it's pretty hot. I don't know. Maybe is it one of these filthy porno games? I don't even know. As always, you can head over to 8bitnintendo.science if you want to see the full list as well as the remaining games. Down there at the bottom, there's a link to what's left, which is an ever shrinking list. Congratulations to you for sticking with me this long on all of this stuff. Head over to jeff.zone if you want to suggest some games for next time around. You can join the advisory panel now. And at lower tiers, you get more stuff too. You can get on the Discord, you get the ad-free podcast, all that other stuff, the bonus show, everything. It's all right there over at jeff.zone. So thanks everybody for your support. And I will see you next time when we will rank some 8-bit Nintendo games. Until then, I'll see you then. Until then.